to the DrVtach Show. This podcast is a long-form conversation hosted by DrVtach with the top guests in the world of esports. All from owners, pros, semi-pros, former pros, and content creators of many games. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DrVtach Show. Guys, I got a special guest today. And this guy is very special. He's a good friend, longtime friend. And I've been keeping my eye on this gentleman. I'm going to tell you, this guy is an underrated R6 player. He's a competitive player. He has played with organizations. But he's not NA and he's also not EU. He is actually from South Africa. So guys, I want to introduce you to a really good friend, Mario. How's it going, brother?
Hey, it's good. Nothing much. Basically, my name is Mario. Used to play competitively for about 3 years in South Africa, or what we had. I think about 3 really good teams I had. From the start, I started in Ladin and I worked my way up to Mist and then to DNMK. I think it was my final org I played with, and then we played really big tournaments with them. Basically, I just stream now to give out some content, maybe give out some tips and tricks where I can. But yeah, I still trying to make it, you know.
Yeah, well, thank you, man. Now, I'm gonna be really honest with you, Mario. I just can't wait for a team to pick you up. That's why I vouch for you. I have already mentioned your name to quite a few people that are from different orgs. And I told them about you. I said, you got to check this guy out. He's really, really good. I mean, you're ready. I just think you're underrated. A lot of people don't know about you, but now hopefully they'll get to know about you through this podcast. Because now the podcast, thankfully to my fans, I reached now over 25 countries. I was in 14 countries, but now I'm on 25 all over the world. I mean, it's amazing. So hopefully one of these organizations, they'll listen up and they'll, check you out. So you're going to have to perform really good. Now, what's really crazy that a lot of people don't know is that you're playing in how much ping?
Between 120 and 190, I would say average.
Oh my God. So if you're doing that good and you're performing phenomenal with that type of ping, imagine if you have 20 ping.
That would be something else.
Jeez. What was your rank previous season? You were a champ player, diamond champ?
Champ, yeah.
Yeah, you're champ. Champ with 120 ping. Okay, folks, let me tell you, this guy is a beast. I'm telling you, he's freaking good. So Mario, tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How is it you started gaming, and how did it all came about with you?
So basically, I was very young when I started to play actual games, like Call of Duty. I started on. I think majority of gamers started on Call of Duty back in the day. And then I just played PlayStation, worked myself to a PC, finally could afford a PC, and then I found my way into competitive gaming with Siege, because we used to play a lot on console, Siege, with a bunch of friends, just having fun. And as soon as half of our friend group, I kind of want to say, started getting PCs, we started playing competitively. Made our own little team, played in some small leagues, and we actually did really good, so we decided to take it up seriously. And a couple of years later, I started streaming. And yeah, basically been living in South Africa my whole life. Never left the country or anything like that. Really want to one day. But yeah. I did some exciting stuff with some brands, some orgs, which was really cool. For someone who's never experienced something like that in esports before, it's something really good, and you will always remember. And South African scene is not really the biggest. We did grow a little bit, and then all of a sudden it just stopped. And luckily, it's coming back up a little bit now. So I'm a part of Face It for South Africa. I host the Face It for ZA. And a couple tournaments is coming up now as well that I've heard. So I think we're starting to get back up slowly. So hopefully I can compete again and play for some good money and viewers.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, give us a little bit of that history. What was it? Which team you were in competitively? Give us a little bit of history of your competitive league. How did that go about? Which was your first team? I think you said you were in 3 teams, right?
Yeah. So first team was Latin Esports. It was a very small org, upcoming org. One of the few in South Africa back then. And they decided to pick us up, give us a chance. So we played at 2 LANs, I think, with this organization. We tied 2 technical issues. The first LAN, it wasn't really a big LAN, but it was still a LAN. Very first LAN ever. And the second LAN, we came second to Noble Esports back then, when we actually played on stage for the first time, like a small little stage setup. And then another org showed up for obviously a little bit more benefits wise, player wise, because back then we didn't get paid or nothing. We just got jerseys from Latin, and that's about it. And then we played with Mist and everything, and they gave us a little bit more benefits. We performed well there. And then a bigger org approached me, DMK. It was probably one of the biggest org I've ever played for. So they had big sponsorships like Puma, Adidas, Adidas, and what is that? Predator brand from
the Monitor Predator brand. Yeah. The PC stuff.
They could actually fund us and everything. So we actually had boot camps with them. So funded boot camps and played big tournaments with them. And I think we were average 2nd to 3rd in the tournaments with them. So yeah.
And that's good. That's good. Yeah. I mean, any team that can make it on the top 3 or top 5, you're doing good. But if you're in the top 3, you're phenomenal.
Yeah. So I was main IGL for all of them. Basically.
Oh, you were IGL too.
Yeah.
What other roles do you play? I mean, you do IGL and what else? You flex or?
Basically flex flank watch was my main roles I used to play. And then if it happens, we swap on the hard breach depending on what sites it is. But yeah, mainly flex and flank watch while IGL.
Hey, that's freaking awesome, man. That's freaking awesome. I bet IGLing has to be very, very, very difficult because you gotta watch. You're the eyes of the team while they're going inside of a map.
That is 100% correct. Yeah, it's. I would say it's more frustrating than difficult sometimes, but it's really difficult because your team kind of relies on that IGLing, and for you not to have a plan can really bring down the team morale a lot. But yeah, it is a heck of a job, the IGL, especially if you're a really good IGL, because you need to know how the enemy team plays, you need to know how your team plays perfectly, and you need to know where to position everyone for an execute.
That's true. That's true. You gotta play very smart.
Yeah.
You gotta play very, very smart. Now, is there a possibility that you more likely try to move over to the United States?
So there was a plan in the making. I was going to go farm there for a little bit, but I had the interview for, I think it was an upstate. I can't remember what it was.
It was North Dakota or something like that, South Dakota, something like that. But you went, I remember you told me you went over there and you applied for the job and they said they were going to just hold off or something like that or wait.
Yeah, I was in Montana. I applied for Montana and I had the interview and everything, went through it, but unfortunately I didn't have the experience they needed. So I didn't get the job.
Jeez, man.
Unfortunately, yeah.
That freaking sucks because honestly, it's man, I mean, I am 100% sure I would have had you play with some of these guys that would have tested you out and I'm sure you would have been picked up. That's the most definite. I mean, you're very humble. That's one of the things that I admire about you. You're freaking good. Your style and your way of playing reminds me a lot of, I don't know, how can I say, probably a little bit like Palu.
Palu, okay.
Yeah, your angles, the way how you hold and you peek and the way you execute your style in a way reminds me a lot of his style. So that's kind of draws, my attention to how you play. I mean, it's very hard. You have some peaks and that I see and I'm like, man, and you just one tap those headshots. I'm like, gosh. I'm like, my goodness, guy is a beast. So it's like you have to obligate yourself to go for headshots as best as you can.
No, that is 100% true. If you actually play against really good players, like let's say you would put up a pro player to another pro player with high ping, the lower ping guy will have such a big advantage because if you swing the guy, you need to hit that first shot.
Yeah,
And you need to hope it registers before he can kill you.
correct. And I noticed because you're always going for the headshot. Is it competitive coming back to South Africa or what's going on?
So a while back, we had our biggest tournament we had was the Medal States. It was an Aces ROG number 3, I think is what it's called. It was a quite big prize pool, 100,000 rand. I think that's like just about $10,000, which
Okay.
is a lot for South Africa, especially South African esports. And that tournament had the hype of the world and everything. It was very well done. Production was awesome. And then all of a sudden, it's just the league started stopping. The tournament started stopping. Players start stopping playing the game overall. And we just couldn't recover from that, I think. But now people seem to have a very big interest again. So we're doing our bit to get the community back up and running. And then hopefully Ubisoft can start giving us some majors going. So we can actually compete against overseas teams and get the experience in. Because I think we only scrimmed the one pro team that went to SI when I was in DNK. They were called Cyclops. And we could only scrim them with 150 ping. So that was the lowest we could ever get. But obviously they didn't like that. So it only happened once.
Jeez. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Now, is there a possibility you can move with your family over here in the US and try to get a different type of job or something that a local working at a warehouse or get any type of job? You will make decent money.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to go start farming to save up and maybe move family over, but it's so expensive. The exchange rate it's crazy because I think it's like 18 rand per dollar.
Are you married?
No, I'm not married. No.
Okay, so you're not married. You don't have wife and kids or anything.
No, nothing.
Okay. So yeah, man. Jeez. What can I tell you, man? I really wish you come over and try it out. Try playing with these guys. Unless there's an org that says, "Hey, okay, I'm willing to pick you. I want to try you out. You're gonna stay at the team's home base, because they have these
amazing.
housings for the teams, yeah,
Yeah.
and have you play, try out for a month, see how it goes. That
That's
would
the
be
thing,
phenomenal.
Yeah. I would take any opportunity coming towards me.
You'll stay at the team house and then have some fun and just because there's some players that lived in EU and they'll come to the US and stay at a team's house and just play there all friggin' day and stream, play, and scrim all the way through. So, but then at the same time, you're getting paid.
Exactly.
Because you're part of the organization now. So, the sky's the limit, man. I really wish a team out there kind of really checks you out, plays with you, and gives you a chance. Because without a doubt, I'm gonna be really up for it, and I'm gonna tell you the truth. You are better than a lot of these pros that I seen and that I know on NA. I seen it hands down. You're outperforming with 150 ping. I'll give any some, not all, but I give one or two or three of these guys to play in 150 ping. They will just literally just break their mouse and keyboard and say, I'm not going to play, because they're not going to perform well. Then they don't understand how to play in that type of terrain. So it's going to be very complicated for them, because they're going to be shooting at a person and shooting and shooting and shooting. And they notice that person is not dying unless they do a really quick, headshot or something.
Yeah.
They're going to get frustrated. So you're already used to fighting against players that are, their defense is going to be a lot harder, because to break down their shields and to kill them, it's gonna take some time, because you're playing at 120 ping. So that's why I say, as soon as you go to a 20 ping, it's gonna be phenomenal for you. It's gonna probably be a breeze, because you're so used to playing with the heavyweights. You understand what I mean? This is, this is what boxers and some MMA fighters do. They always put them to spar with people that are heavier than them. They put them to fight with people that are twice their size, and just train with them and spar with them every single day. So when they go ahead and fight somebody their own size, they're like, oh, this is easy.
Exactly, yeah.
Now I'm playing. This is nothing now. Because imagine I have to spar with a heavyweight every single time, and I am featherweight, or I'm middleweight. So it makes it a lot easier. So in your case is basically the same thing. Going at it against other people that probably have better ping than you, and you're stuck on one, and you're outperforming. You're just getting ranked up, and you're getting your champ ranked and everything, and you're moving up. Problem is that you're not being recognized for it. That's why I was really, really wanting to do this episode with you on the podcast, because I want your name to be known. So now, other than that, so when it comes to internet over there, how's this? You guys you don't have fiber internet, so you're just, you have cable internet?
No, we have fiber, yeah.
You have fiber internet?
Yeah. I think for the past couple of years now, we have fiber.
And do you have fiber, or you don't?
I do have fiber, yes, I do.
You have fiber and you're still getting 120 ping?
Yeah.
It's because of the servers, or what's going on?
Yeah, it's the way it routes, but I don't think if you have no fiber, I think you'll get a lot higher ping, because fiber is a different route, right? So it depends how the routing works. So we use exit lag to play Siege. That's the only way we can play Siege. So it routes us on private networks. So it's faster routes for us, means lower ping, obviously.
Jeez, man.
So, yeah.
That kind of sucks, man.
Yeah, we have to
You
pay
got
monthly
fiber
to
internet. That should give you like 10, 20 ping, and you're not getting that amount of speed.
I mean, it gets us 9 ping to our servers, but yeah, we're never going to be able to play on our servers, because no one queues ranked or casual on it anymore.
Yeah, so you go to like
console.
Because of the population on that area, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're going to be playing against your friends all the time if they're on.
It used to happen. When we first got our servers, we used to play lots against the same people over and over. But I think that's what threw or put most of the people off. They don't want to play against the same stack that's beating them, or they don't want to play against this stack, and then they just stop queuing altogether. But there's a big problem on our servers now, with especially casual. Why a lot of people stop playing casual as well is because there's these bots. They have these account names with just numbers in it, and they boost their account level to get sold or something like that.
Yeah.
So as soon as you find a game with them, the game ends and you lose immediately.
That's
so I don't know how that works.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of boosters out there. There's a lot of boosters out there. Dang, man. So right now over there in South Africa, what's the population down there? Where you at?
It's quite a big number. Let me check quickly.
Because I try to imagine, okay, is the fan base really big, or is it small?
So the esports side isn't very big in South Africa. I think the biggest, it's mainly for COD, CS, and Rocket League, I think, or Fortnite, one of those. But because Rainbow Six Siege isn't as a big game as CS:GO, then a lot of people don't know the game in South Africa, or they don't want to play with high ping in South Africa.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I don't blame them at all. It's like, okay, wait, this is gonna hurt if I go to Rainbow.
Yeah.
So, but they play Counter-Strike. How's Counter-Strike? Is this pretty popular there?
Yeah, Counter-Strike is pretty popular in South Africa. Probably one of the most popular games. Valorant as well, actually. Now that I think about it. But yeah, but just because the servers are populated, a lot of people can play with low ping very easily.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. I know. I just had here not long ago a CS Pro player, and we were talking about how popular that game is, and and I told him it's like friggin' soccer when you see the stadiums get packed. It's like a soccer stadium. I mean, it's a lot of people. There's big fans, and he tells me, yeah, this is CS Counter-Strike is like the FIFA, the soccer of esports. I'm like, I believe you, because it gets packed. Now, unfortunately, with Rainbow, it doesn't get that packed, but it's getting Brazil, the SI sold out.
Amazing.
It was amazing. Friggin' amazing. You got to see it completely?
I saw it on the streams mainly, but just the vibe the crowd gave off, it just looked amazing just to sit there.
It pumped everybody up. There was former players that want to come back now. So it's like, yeah, I had Yeti. He's like, I'll come back if there's a good offer. And then Achieve said, I'll come back if there's a good offer. They're all pumped up with all the new stuff they implemented on Rainbow, all this new stuff. And they just and watching SI, now they're pumped up. Those guys are just like, okay, I want to come back now.
Does that to someone? I mean, that's what a pro strives for, is just the crowd cheering you on.
Yeah, and then you get the crowd that got involved and just went freaking crazy ballistic. People were just going wild. Even adults, people like I saw people there like in their 50s, late 50s, 60s, 70s, taking off their shirts. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? And they're like, yeah. You can see Grandpa is like, yeah.
Oh, no.
Swinging his shirt, And
that's some passion right there.
Oh, man. Brazilians are freaking passionate. I mean, they're just they went off. They went off. The crowd was insane.
We definitely need another Brazilian invite.
Oh, yeah. That's a must. That right there, that is a must. They got to do something like that again. I mean, it was insane. You imagine you competing in a tournament like that?
I honestly think that's a dream of any R6 player, like a pro player. Like just to have a crowd that's loud. Because you only see that with CS.
Exactly. I mean, I imagine that you walk in and you're in that environment. You see the crowd like that screams. I mean, the freaking crowd, the energy, how loud it is. I imagine the pressure these players are on to perform. Like, they're like, okay, we're going to have to go 100% sweaty mode. We're going to go sweat mode on this because the crowd is watching us. And they're just screaming out our names, They're like, they're rooting for us. So that puts more freaking pressure. Now, if you're the underdog, because now let's say, for instance, you're not the fan favorite. So probably the pressure is not as much as if you were the favorites. Because if you're the favorites and the crowd is cheering you, they're expecting you to do good and you are expecting to win. Now, if you don't do good and you're not meeting to their expectations and nor you're doing, the crowd is going to be like silent. Yeah. And they're silent because you're not doing good. So the pressure is like insane. I don't even want to be in those shoes. I mean,
I would love to be in those shoes.
Well, you're a competitive player. I mean, when you were in your last tournament, You
Yeah.
remember, and how did you feel when you were in, competing in that small event? You said it was small. You felt any pressure like that? Like you see the crowd and see people cheering you on?
I mean, we played our last tournament at a boot camp. It wasn't a LAN, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But the people standing outside the boot camp center cheering on was already enough, you know? Like that is
Yeah.
amazing. And then you rewatch the VODs you played and you look at the Twitch chats going crazy. It's just it's that kind of feeling that's like you're making people proud, you know? You're feeling proud of showing people that you can win for them.
Correct.
And that feeling, I don't want to say it's for everyone, like everyone does the exact same, but I think you get in that moment where you forget there's anything around you except you and your team playing the game right now. And then the realization kicks in, like after the first map or something, then you see there's actually people cheering on. Then you feel like, I can't explain the feeling actually. It's just makes you happy, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I bet. I bet. It's gotta be insane. I just I don't even, I mean, to be a competitive player, the dedication you have to put in, it has to be 100%. If not, you're going to be failing,
Exactly.
So
That's
what happened with your previous org? I remember meeting you were which org you were with, and then you went to become a content creator for them.
Oh, so that was V-Drop. So
Yeah.
basically, we just formed a team for fun, with a bunch of friends, and
Mhm.
the org decided, or well, asked us if we can plan an Ether name, and we're like, yeah, sure. And then the tournaments just went there. People got busy with life, university, work, so we just decided to call it. And one of my good friends was in that team. His name is Corsa. He plays for university in America right now, in
Mm.
Ohio, I'm pretty sure. So he's doing very good with Siege right now. Also started in South Africa. It's kind of crazy.
Mhm.
And yeah, I just became a content creator for them instead of stepping down from the org because it was an actual decent org. So
Okay, yeah. So
I'm still
are you still a part of them or no?
I am still a part of them. Yes, at this moment.
Okay. So what techniques do you use, or what do you learn to improve your skills having that type of high ping you have?
You can't really warm up or practice with high ping. That's the only problem. So with the training grounds and all that, it's everything is low ping, right? Even aim labs or stuff
I
like
was going
that.
to
Aim
ask about aim
trainers.
labs if you use a lot of
Yeah,
aim labs.
I used to back in the day when we used to play competitively. Used to play aim labs. It was a routine. Half an hour aim labs and then half an hour T hunt. Straight after that, then I start my stream normally, or then we start playing, practicing, and all that stuff. But these days, I just go into the shooting range and I just do the aim labs there for a little bit, for like 2 or 3 rounds, and then I go back and I go play some ranked. So you need to kind of hype yourself up to play against hyping. You need to be ready for it because if you're not ready for it, you're gonna be so mad and annoyed. It's
That's what
actually
I'm
insane.
saying. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna you're gonna just go in, you're gonna go crazy. I don't know how can you do it, brother. Honestly, Mario, I don't know how can you do it, but what you're doing now is working good. What you're doing now is making you better and better and better. And I think it's time. I think it's time for you, man, to start flying. I mean, honestly. So that's kind of wild. Now, which player do you always admire? Who's your favorite NA player and EU player and Brazilian? I'm gonna give you the three. You
Okay.
got three to choose. You got your favorite on your on EU side. You got your favorite on NA and Brazilian.
So EU, that's a bit of a difficult one because I always admired Fabian's IGLing and I always admired Pengu's playstyle back in the day because we only used to watch EU Pro League because our
Mm-hmm.
playstyle in ZA were similar to EU playstyle than any other region.
Mm,
So we used to watch them, see how they play, and then kind of mimic it, you know?
correct.
But It's very difficult to say because there's a lot of good players right now at this moment that plays now, and there was really good players playing back then. So I think my eye right now is on Benja at the moment.
Okay.
I don't know if
On
he's
the
a fan
EU side?
favorite. On the EU side, yeah. I would say
Okay.
Benja. NA side, oh wow, there's a lot of choosing. There's a lot of good players in NA.
It's a lot of good
A
players.
lot. I was late to the party when Bola got big, believe it or
Mm-hmm.
not. Like people used to tell me, "Oh, look at this guy, he's really good," and then I started seeing him in Pro League. But I wouldn't say he's really one of my favorites because I didn't really watch all his games back then because I didn't really know him.
Mm-hmm.
But Canadian stood out the most, in my opinion, because he was also a very good IGL, very good team leader. So I think I watched him a lot out of the NA side.
Yeah. Yeah,
So I
Canadian is
would yeah,
awesome.
I would go with Canadian, I think, as who I looked up to back in the day towards now. And Brazil, oof, that's a tough one. That's a
Yeah,
very tough
Brazil.
one, actually.
That's a tough one.
I barely watched Brazil. I love Brazil. Watching Brazilians playing in SI, like they bring such a unique playstyle to the game.
Their playstyle is very different
It is
compared
super
to
different.
EU and NA. So different.
But that's what I love. I love the different playstyles each region brings into the table. It's a wide variety, and it makes it very interesting.
Mm.
I don't know. I'm probably gonna get a lot of questions for that, but maybe Sexy Cake. I don't know. He was always the hype guy, always the one with like every time they went around, he was the first one jumping up and screaming and hyping his team up and all that.
Who was this now?
Sexy Kid. He played for
Oh,
Liquid.
yeah,
Yeah.
Liquid. And I compare you to friggin' Paulo, bro.
Paulo.
Now,
He's
now
a
you're
very good
like,
player as well. No,
probably you're
Paulo's
gonna
a
be
very
like,
good player.
very good player. You're gonna be like, dang it, Jeff, why you compare me to him? Now people are gonna think I'm gonna play exactly like him. You freaking bozo, dude. Why you do that? Everybody's not watching me play.
Paulo number 2.
Yeah, Paulo. He's one of the top 5 players in the world.
Yeah, he's insane.
Really
I'm
good.
taking that as a compliment that I play like him.
Yeah. I mean, their style. There's things that he does. I see you do. There's a
Okay.
unique rhythm to it. I mean, the way you guys play, and how you do your angles, and how you rush, and how you on certain things, how you rotate and stuff like that. It's like, man, it's like if I was watching him. So I observe and I look and I see how each player individually plays their strats. And I know while they're streaming, sometimes they're not playing at their top performance because they're not playing with the entire stack.
Yeah.
When they're streaming, they're playing with their buddies and friends and with other players from other orgs
Exactly.
that they're friends with. Yeah, they're just having a good time. But if they're going, there's been some occasion that they're going serious, and I know when they're going serious, and they're trying to put out a good show. They're trying to outperform there. So it kind of like I could see the difference. I can see the difference. That's why I say, when I see you play and I see Paulo play, I can make the comparisons. I
appreciate that,
It's very now till this day, I still yet can't compare anybody to like Shaiko. That's gonna be very freaking hard. I don't know who could do the stuff that he does. His style is very, very unique and very insane.
He brought in a very unique playstyle to Siege as well.
Yeah, very unique playstyle. Joystick also is a phenomenal player. He did good. I mean, I think his team went on SI. They went 3rd place, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Third or
That's
fourth,
Virtus
something like
Pro,
that.
right?
They did really, really, really good. So
Joystick's team has always been really good at the game. Like especially back in Empire days, they were top 1, top 2, 24/7.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It was them and G2, I think, who fought every finals.
They always had the battles. They always had to go at it. They're insane. Now, what's your favorite offense operator?
Offense operator. What do you mean, like attacking operator?
Yeah, attacking operator. Yeah.
I would say Ibana or maybe Buck. I play them the most. Ibana mainly because I have really good looking skins for her.
Mm-hmm.
The girl is very nice to play with, and she's got heart breach and flashes. What more do you need on operator?
Yeah.
And a bearing 9, a super strong secondary as well. And then
Wow.
Buck mainly because he can do everything on his own as well. You can soft breach, you can hard breach. You have an ACOG. You have a shotgun for close range. It's not
Mhm.
really much you need with that. So very, very, very. I would say
Very
a really good
useful.
operator. Yeah, very. Like that's one of the operators that they don't really nerf that much actually, because of everyone complains about his recoil. But once you get used to that, I think he's a pretty good and easy to use operator.
If you are used to the recoil of Buck
Hmm.
with 120 ping, you're the freaking goat, man. Be really honest with you. I mean, you're freaking insane.
I mean, that's what
Because
you.
honestly, that's crazy.
Yeah, with hyping, high fire rate is your best friend. With hyping, it'll always be your best friend because the faster you hit the head, the faster it registers, and then you'll get the kill.
Correct. That's why I'm saying this is why I say you're fighting against heavyweights when you're in that type of ping. Now defense, what are your favorite ops?
Definitely Azami and Mozzie. Mozzie mainly because I used to play him 24/7 on
Mhm.
console back in the day, and Azami is just I used to play a lot on comp, so I got used to her. I did some tricks with her, learned some stuff with her about her, so she's just such a good operator overall for me to play. And
Wow.
Mozzie's just fun, you know. It's just when you want to have fun, you just play Mozzie. You roam
Mhm.
around, you get some picks.
That's true. And capture those drones.
Exactly.
What do you think about now that the new thing that they're gonna implement? I think I forgot the date, or the year they said they're gonna do it. The season with Solus, they're gonna make sure that she cannot use her gadget during prep phase.
Oh wow! I actually did not see that.
You didn't see that? Yeah, they
No.
put out a statement that I think it was during SI. They said that they're gonna make that part of her gadget not to work, so she cannot find and be destroying the drones during prep phase, because people are like finding it very unfair. It's like, okay, what's the purpose of me droning
Yeah.
and trying to find the location where you guys have the bomb at if you got Solus is going to be destroying every single drone coming in? So now what they're going to do is like balance it. Okay, fine, you're going to be able to drone during prep phase. We're going to make sure that her gadget doesn't activate until it starts.
I
If
think
it
that's a very
starts,
good
then
thing.
fine. She could just go ahead and scan all she wants and
Yeah.
start, But it's going to be different now because they're going to be coming in, rushing in. And by the time she's not going to be able to catch all 5 drones because she's going to have to fight. So whoever uses her, they're gonna have to like do it either really, really quick, but it's gonna be nearly impossible because drones are all over the place. But yeah, I kind of find that a little bit. I find that more fair.
Yeah, definitely more fair. Solus is probably one of the most annoying operators in the series right now because of that whole
Yeah.
situation. I always go for a Solus ban, even in comp these days. Always ban a Solus because you can't prepare drones. You have to leave your drone outside where she can't shoot it. Because you're playing
Yeah.
against a good Solus, none of your drones will ever survive, really. But yeah, I
None.
think that's a very good like change if they actually do that. Like
Yeah, they're gonna do that. I don't know when is it, but they stated that they're gonna do that. That her gadget's not gonna be working during prep phase. Now, what do you
wow.
think about the new operator now?
Damos. Ooh. I had my fun with that operator.
Really?
Yo, that
He's
operator.
he's freaking evil. I hate him, when I getting attacked, because the thing is like, okay, dang, he is basically a Jackal 2.0.
Literally.
Literally, that's all
jackal
he is, a
slash
jackal
lion.
too. But he could just like immediately ping you, and it just like it doesn't go away, and it's a
Exactly,
pain
yeah.
in the neck.
I love playing him. That floor bangs is just so satisfying because the gun is so strong. That pistol
Hmm.
is amazingly strong. But yeah, nah, it's a very fun operator to play with. But I think people will know how to counter it now. But at the start, he was probably the freest kills you can get with him.
Yeah.
But now people actually know that you get pinged back on the other side, so they're actually not that afraid anymore, which I kind of
Hmm.
like. But the ping system, I see it's different because if you are Deimos and you scan someone, you have a separate ping delay than the enemy team, I think, unless it's a spectator bug. I'm not quite sure how that works.
Yeah, I don't know either. I
But yeah,
don't know either. I
my
still
opinion.
get. I haven't purchased them. I'm just gonna wait until it comes out that I could use my
Okay.
points and I could just use them and get them. But yeah, man, that's crazy. So once again, what was your defense favorites?
Mozzie and Azami.
Mazi and Azami. Azami is being used basically on every single match.
Yeah, it's just like a better castle, you know?
Yeah, she is really really freaking good. Her stuff is amazing. It's
You
amazing.
can really put yourself in a really good position if you're in a bad situation with her. That's why I like her so much. So if you're in a really bad, you're stuck in a corner or somewhere, you can easily get out of it with the barriers you have. And it's happened a lot to me actually,
Oh really?
because you can't really destroy the barrier so easily. So you throw it around you to make yourself exit or maybe get a frag. And I've seen some really creative. I don't know if you've seen those YouTube videos of people getting so creative with spots or angles you can get with her. It's
Mm.
actually crazy.
Yeah, I bet. I bet they make sure they put. I'd seen someone that put like this, her wall
Hmm.
thing. I forgot the name they call it, but
Keep a barrier.
yeah, they put it like on the stairways. So it's like really it impossible for you to get close. And she lays down on the ground and she's like in a like a really tight corner.
Hmm.
And if you try to go up those stairs, you're gonna die. It's like remotely
Exactly. Yeah.
impossible to go to get through her. And it's like, and I learned. I was like, man, I want to learn that how they did it because it was phenomenal. It was like, wow, everybody tried. I
Like,
think three and kill like three of us. Boom, boom, boom. It's like, geez, forget it. Rotate, go somewhere else because if you go up those stairs, you're gonna die. There's no way unless you have
uh,
Ash and you could just blow that up and then rush her. But by the
yeah,
time that happens, you're gonna be dead. So it's crazy. Azami is really really good.
you can get very creative with it.
So what are you doing these days, man? Are you studying or what you up to?
I'm not studying anymore, because of the field I was in. It wasn't really the field I wanted to do. I struggled a lot with it.
Mm-hmm.
So at the moment, I'm part time for my dad while I'm trying to make streaming work, really, really work. And I applied for a job now as well. So I'm just waiting back for that.
Mm.
So as soon as I get that, then yeah, I'll still be able to stream because I work at home, which is nice. But I won't
Okay,
be able
that's
to
good.
stream as much then. Yeah.
Yeah. So how many days of the week you stream?
Every day except sometimes I don't stream on Saturdays, and Sundays I probably don't stream.
Okay, so weekends
So
basically you take off.
yeah. Well, let's say like 70% of Saturdays I do stream, depending what's happening at home, like if family's coming over or we're going to family.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. That's really good. That's really good. At least you giving time to yourself to make you think what you want to do. And now that
Yeah.
you're going to be working from home, that's going to be even better. Now, if you could go back in time and say, okay, I should go ahead and study this, what would it be? What was it you really wanted to do?
I really wanted to do civil engineering, but they only took a certain amount of people every year
Mm.
into that studies. But yeah, my marks didn't really show up to get into that. So I studied accounting was my second option.
And that's why
But yeah,
you kind of got into it, but then you left out of it.
basically, yeah.
You know, it sucks when you get into something, you start studying something, and you end up not liking it. It happened to me.
Yeah.
It happened to me. I was studying
Which
a
field?
couple things. Yeah, it sucks.
It's not fun because you realize you waste like money and it's not something you'll love to do.
Yeah, it is because you're just wasting a lot of money, and at the end of the day, it's not worth it.
Exactly.
It's not worth it, you know. And then you're like, okay, I should have done this. It's like with me, I studied tourism, hotel industry, all this stuff, even to become an entrepreneur, own my own business. And then at the end of the day, I wasn't happy with it. It's not like what I really kind of like thought it was going to be until
Yeah.
I got into the medical field. And I'm like, this is what I like. This is my thing. I like
As
this.
long as
This
you
is
found
fun.
something you like, you know?
Yeah. I mean, when you're young, it's so hard.
It is. It is.
It's so hard what to do.
But these days you can't like mess up as much as you used to be able to because of it takes so long to study, and then once you finish your studies, do you even have time to do another study? Like, that's the problem we have these days. Because you have to make such a big decision in your life that's gonna either be your life or not be your life at all.
Wow. Crazy. Yeah, man. So you want to get into engineering? You think you're gonna give it a shot later on? I mean, you're still young.
Yeah, so I just loved the fact that engineering is a thing in our world when I was still in school. But I'm gonna give IT engineering a try now. That's the job I applied for. So I'm gonna do some tests, some courses. Hopefully make my mark there.
There you go. Go for it, man. Go for it. It's the way to do it. It's the way to do it.
That's
Now,
true.
are your school credits work here in the United States or no?
I don't think so. I'm not sure how it works really, because our what do you call it? Marking system is I think a little bit different that side because we don't use A's and B's and stuff. We use percentages.
Oh,
So I don't know if if it matters that side. I've never really tried to applying there, but I think some universities you can send in your school certificates in, and they
yeah.
will accept it.
Yeah, if it's accredited, I'm sure that it'll go through. I think you wouldn't have any problems. So, living in South Africa, how's life down there? How's things down over there? Because I know over here in the U.S. is crazy. So,
Um,
how's the things there? Is the taxes like really high, or the cost of living is a decent rate, or how's that down there?
that's the thing. It's a lot more frustrating now than what it was because of I don't know what's happening. 'Cause I'm not really a big politics fan, to be honest. I don't really put
You
myself
don't
into
follow
that.
into it?
No, not at all. I think our government just ruined politics for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
But
They ruin
I don't want to
everything.
talk down on them or anything. But cost of living is going up now, which is a big problem because people don't get paid more, but the cost of living is going up. Taxes is a lot, a lot, a lot. Like it can go up to 40%, I think, depending on what you earn.
Really? Now,
Yeah.
do you pay for healthcare or no?
Yeah, you got to pay for healthcare as well.
You got to pay for healthcare as well.
We don't think we have free healthcare at all here. And if we
So
have, it's probably the minimum of the minimum.
yeah. So it's not like Canada, they don't pay for healthcare.
Oh yeah,
But
that must be nice.
but yeah. But then again, it's like they tell me, well, yeah, our taxes. We'll take a look at our taxes. It's like in a way you're still paying for it, but it's hidden.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would
That's
suck.
That's the other problem. Like we pay so much tax and everything, and then yet, like obviously by now, power is a big problem in South Africa. Like our power, we have something that's called load shedding. So we get like power cuts during the day to save power at the facilities, and that's worldwide. Not worldwide. The whole of South Africa gets them, unless you have obviously solar power or generators running for you.
Wow. That's
So that's
crazy,
a
man.
that's a big problem in streaming as well now. For a lot of streamers in South Africa, it's difficult to stream unless you obviously get like an inverter, maybe if you're a PC, and you can stream
Mm.
on longer during the load shedding parts. But those are very expensive as well.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy because one time you told me you had a certain amount of hours to stream because then afterwards the internet would cut off, all the power would cut off.
Yeah, the power would go off. For me, it's 4 hours a day, and then some places can reach up to 8 hours a day, which is kind of hectic.
And they do that on purpose just to save
Yep.
money. And they
Daily,
don't go
daily.
for solar energy.
Solar energy, a lot of people have gone for solar energy just because of the whole fact of load shedding, but it's super expensive to get into.
Mm-hmm.
And the main problem is they want to tax us on that now as well, because we don't use the power and we don't pay for the power. So they're not going to make any more money. I'm not totally sure how it is. I just read something about they want to tax us on the solar power.
On the solar. Well, you know what they do here in the U.S., and don't quote me on it because I'm not 100%. It appears to be what they do is that certain companies, they'll take the extra energy that you pick up and they give that extra energy to the government, to the electric of your state or whatever. And it's like you take that energy and you sell it to them. So they, it's like giving it back. In a way,
Exactly,
it's like you're giving it, because you have all that extra that you don't need. You're not going to be using it, so they'll take a percentage of that extra energy. And supposedly, I don't know. Like I said, I just don't know. They give you some money for it. I don't know 100% sure, but I have a couple neighbors that have it, and I didn't go so much in detail about it. Where does the extra energy go? Does the city take it, and the government, take some of that energy, put it to other use? So
That's very
it's
smart,
kind of
yeah.
wild. Yeah. It's kind of wild.
I've heard something similar about over here as well, but I'm not totally sure. Well, like how that works and what's the requirements for that and everything. But yeah, our
Yes.
government is very stingy when it comes to stuff like money.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
No,
Now
there's a lot of corruption, yeah.
Well, that's every government.
That's true.
That's
true.
that's it. Name me one that's not corrupt. I mean, there's always something. Always
definitely.
something. Now, you guys in South Africa, it's which country actually is, run by which government? It's not U.S. It's not Dutch, right? South Africa.
No, I don't know about the whole running part or whatever, but I know there's these groups all the countries have, or presidents or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're part of the like I said, I'm not massively into politics, but I can't remember the name, what it is.
Oh, hold on a second here. I want to see if I could find it. No, I can't find it. It's like for an example where I'm from Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico is part of the U.S. because Puerto Rico freed us from slavery way back from Spain. And Spain kind of like had Puerto Rico under a lot of stuff, and then they were just stealing all the gold. And then United States were like, man, the Spaniards are way too close to us. And they came over and just bombarded everybody out and made the Spaniards leave. So the Americans freed us from slavery.
Okay.
And that's when we kind of like were part of the U.S. We're a Commonwealth.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there was a very popular governor that made it that we're associated with the U.S. We're part of the U.S. We're U.S. citizens. If there's a war, we're drafted in a war.
Okay.
But the only bad thing is that we can't vote for the president that sends us to war. So we can't vote for the president of the United States if I'm on the island. Now, as soon as I hit land here in the United States, the mainland, then I'm perfectly fine. I could vote for whoever I want.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my thing. I just did not know on your end with South Africa. How is that? Who runs it? Who's the the governor and who they go by?
Yeah. It says here that we're part of the BRICS. I don't know if you know that. It's Brazil, Russia, India, and China, and then
Okay,
South
so you guys
Africa.
have multi. Okay,
I think so, but we're not really run by them. I don't think. I'm not sure he makes our president's like decisions
mm-hmm.
and all that stuff, and but we don't we can't vote anywhere else, if that makes sense. We can only vote in our own for our own president.
For your own president
Yeah.
to be okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys you have quite a bit of leaders out there that's gonna if you have Russia have all these. Now, what are the main population? What's the main language? Is English?
I think it's some native language actually. Let me check. There's so many languages in Africa, it's insane. It says you okay, let me tell you the top 11 languages we have here.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. Oh my freaking goodness.
Okay, so Zulu is by far the most spoken language in our country. And then it's Xhosa, then it's Afrikaans, my home language, and then English, and then Sotho, and then it goes on for that. So yeah, Zulu by far the most spoken language.
And you know
And
how to
then-
speak it, or are you?
No. I only know Afrikaans and English. Yeah,
Okay.
they don't really teach us that in school at
Oh,
all.
they don't.
Yeah,
teach
I
you a
think you need
little
to
bit of
take it extra. to
Oh,
learn
okay.
it.
That's wild, man. Yeah, I'm here looking. You got Northern Sotho type, Setswana, Zulu, Afrikaan, English, of course. Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, so my home language is Afrikaans, and then English. Obviously, I speak more than Afrikaans these days because
Yeah.
of the streaming and stuff.
Correct. Wow.
It's actually
That's
crazy
pretty
that we
wild.
mentioned it now because I learned to talk English while streaming and playing games, or mainly Siege.
Really?
Yeah, it's mainly where I learned. Like, versus I was still not really fluent with it though. I don't know if you noticed throughout the podcast.
Yeah. So
But yeah.
your main language is
Home language is Afrikaans, but I would say I
Afrikaans?
speak English more than Afrikaans.
then what you do. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's really wild. That's
Quite
cool.
interesting.
You get people native from there that just only speak that and go on to your
Yeah.
stream.
Well, some people speak Afrikaans in my stream,
Mhm.
and then if they speak another language, I won't be able to understand it. And I'll just ask them nicely to speak English. But like
Oh,
my
yeah.
grandparents, they can't speak English at all. When they try to speak English, it's so funny actually because they directly translate it from Afrikaans, so the words come out like you're a caveman trying to speak English.
Mhm.
So it's pretty funny.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. Well, brother, I hope one of these days you get to come over here to the U.S. and get to compete. And I'm going to repeat it. I vouch for you 100%. You're really, really talented. You're really good. And as either an EU or hopefully there's an org that will pick you up and say, hey, live at the team house, play, do what you got to do, and help us win. Because I know you have the ability, you have the knowledge, and you're a phenomenal person. You're very humble. So hopefully, cross my fingers. Yeah, I'm crossing. I'm going to be praying to honestly gets hopefully somebody picks you up, man, because it's your
I
time to
appreciate that.
shine. Yeah, because there's some players out there from different orgs and stuff that they just don't have that passion into it. They're not hungry. And then I see you play and you're like freaking hungry and giving it 100%. And I'm like, this guy needs a shot. He needs it. He needs an org to reach out to him and give him a chance. And I know they're not going to be disappointed. I know they're going to like it. You're very friendly. You have good communication. You get along with everybody. You're not toxic. So I'm sure that everything is going to work out perfectly fine.
I
Honestly.
appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. So listen, the time is of essence. I know you got things to do. What time is it over there right now?
It's 6:36 p.m. right now.
6:30. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we're doing this 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 episode pre-recorded because the time difference. I mean, it's 12:30 right now,
Okay.
and midday here in East Coast. So you're a few hours away to be going to sleep soon.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, man. But thank you so much for coming on, Mario. I mean, you're the one of those guests that and friend that I really, really want to be on the podcast because I want people to know who you are. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you, like I give everybody, a time. I'm gonna give you the stage, so you tell everybody about your socials, where to find you, how they can reach you. The stage is yours. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for having me, first of all. It's been a pleasure being here, talking to you, chatting, having fun. But yeah, socials, you can contact me through my Twitch. It's Mario underscore R6S. And Twitter is the same, Mario underscore R6 underscore. And yeah, you can find everything you need from there. Give me a DM, or if there's anything work related, you can send me email as well. My email should be on my Twitch and my Twitter as well. But yeah, that's basically. I use TikTok and YouTube. Everything's on there as well. Post now and then, and I just stream mainly every day.
Phenomenal, phenomenal. So, folks, please help this young guy out. Help him out. Anybody that are in the pro league needs to also reach out to me. Feel free about Mario. I vouch for him 100%. You know, I don't do this. Rarely I will vouch for somebody, but and it's you could count with your fingers how many I vouch. I think I vouched for probably like 3 or 2. 3, 2, 2, 1, 2, 2. And Mario's one of them. So if you can't contact him, feel free to DM me as well. And you guys know how to reach me because I'm always on Twitter/X. And we can make something happen. And trust me, you won't regret it. This guy is phenomenal. He is phenomenal. He's really, really good. So, folks, it's that time, and we're gonna step out. So, Mario, thank you so much, brother. Thank you
so much for having me.
For coming on the show, man. I know this was a kind of one of those last minute type of deals, and I had to take advantage and not lose the opportunity to have you on the show. And next time, probably we'll plan it out more, and then we probably have more stories to talk about and stuff like that. But I know we had to squeeze everything in as much as possible because I know you have things to do and you're going to be probably doing some other stuff. So I wanted to really take advantage and just get your name out there, first of all, and then afterwards bring you back and we could spend more time talking and stuff like that. Okay. Thank you, Mario. Okay, folks, thank you so much for tuning in, and till next time, God bless you. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the DrVtach Show. And don't forget to follow and give 5-star rating